Today, I got two pieces of good news and, of course, a really nice topic that will help a lot of you out there. I'm going to explain to you how to tamper-proof your Windows 10 machine from your parents and any other creep who wants to make your life horrible. But first, my name is Steve Smith. This is TQA Weekly. First piece of good news, if you didn't already know so because I announced this last week, you can click the join button. What does the join button do? You can actually become a member. Members get to have access to members only live streams that I hold once a month. When are these live streams? You decide. There is a member only community tab that you will be able to view messages from. There will be a poll. I'll poll times that you can select that you prefer, and the winning time is when I'll be streaming. Another bonus is there is going to be a members only Discord, so we can converse throughout the month, not just at one point during the month. And I'm usually going to be online towards the evening and the night. And the other piece of good news, which I'll also link down below, is I made a subreddit. This subreddit's at reddit.com/r/TQA_weekly. What is the point of this subreddit? Well, contrary to many other subreddits, which I find hugely annoying, and there's a lot of trolling and whatever, this subreddit will be a place where we can talk about my shows, your topics, your issues, and everything else. This is only going to be something for tech, but you'll be able to put up your shows and my shows and talk about anything that you want as long as it's related to technology in one way or another. And that's basically all we have to talk about for the announcements. But as for the problem of making a computer tamper-proof, well, this is based on a young 20-year-old computer science major who had his dad install NetNanny on his computer. By the way, to any dads that think that's cool, you're a freaking moron. So I'm going to help you prevent this from happening, and then I'm going to explain how to get you out of it if it's already happened. And I don't care about what other people think. This is going to be helping those that want full control of the computers. So let's start off with the presumption that you haven't been pwned yet by your own parents. The first important thing to do is to make sure that you have your password activated and one that they cannot guess. This is hugely important. A bonus fact, because I know a lot of you will be pointing out that there are password utility disks that you can use to just remove the password from Windows. Well, I'm going to help you defeat those. So the first thing you can do is link your Windows account to your Outlook.com account. By doing that, that password utility does not work anymore. It can't remove that link. Second, and optional, sometimes you can do this with a BIOS, depends on the computer, but if you are able to initiate your computer using a BIOS password, use that. You know why? Because that also prevents those utility disks and USB drives from being able to access and do anything to your computer. So by having a password in Windows and having a password in your BIOS, nobody can really screw with the software of your computer. But I am sure somebody out there is like, but they could just pull the hard drive out. Well, here's the third and optional thing. It's called BitLocker. I've had episodes on BitLocker before, so you can go and look those up. But essentially, if you enable BitLocker on your OS drive and every other drive on your computer, you'll have every drive encrypted. So what if they pull out the hardware from the computer? All they can do is see absolutely nothing. And provided they can't figure out what the password is, sucks to be them. Of course, another additional set of things that you could do is to hide your screwdrivers, remove those thumb screws and replace them with normal screws that they can't use their thumbs to open with, and of course make it so that they can't access the back of the computer or the computer itself, so they can't go physically into the computer whatsoever. So you've gotten to this part of the video, maybe you have been pwned by your parents or somebody else. We're going to be operating on the idea that the parent or the adult is too ignorant to understand that installing NetNanny onto a computer is a really stupid thing to do. And negotiating with these kinds of people is a waste of our time. So instead of wasting our time, I've got 3 steps that you can do before following the original 3 steps to make sure that your computer is completely locked. The first step is going to be easy. You're going to go to Microsoft.com. Yeah. You're going to get yourself a DVD or a USB stick. You're going to go and get the download Windows 10 page. Under there, you'll have create Windows 10 installation media. You will have a link up in the top of the YouTube videos, or of course, it'll be somewhere in the description. I've already talked about it. You will download the tool. In downloading the tool, you'll be able to make the disk that you need to reinstall Windows 10, or the creation of the USB media that you'll need to reinstall Windows 10. And then before you do anything, you will make a backup of all of your files onto USB sticks and or hard drives or optical media. That way you don't lose anything in the process, because we're going to go full destructive on the operating system, because there's no point negotiating with what I will call ignorant people. So once everything is backed up and you've created the Windows disk, which is the second step, you will format and reinstall Windows 10 from scratch. Yes. And if they think they're funny because they've locked your BIOS so they can keep you from trying to change the startup drive, you can do a CMOS reset to the BIOS, which will give you access to the BIOS. And then all you have to do is set it up the way it has to be, make a backup of the BIOS itself, put a password on it, and then reinstall Windows at this point. So yeah, even if you're dealing with ignorant people, there is a way around everything, and computers aren't locked forever. And of course, just follow all the instructions I said before. Password protect, link to an account. Also make sure that you are putting a password onto your BIOS if you can, and optionally encrypting the drive so they can't tamper with the data inside. Also makes that password removal tool impossible to use against an encrypted drive. So I hope this helps you out with the potential of a problem of somebody trying to install NetNanny, or somebody who has already installed NetNanny onto your computer. Now, if you liked this episode, like it, dislike it if you didn't, share with those that you think can benefit from this, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to become part of the community, don't forget to join. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions for other topics, email me at ask@tqaweekly.com. Go to my website, tqaweekly.com, where you can see everything that I've ever posted for TQA Weekly. And of course, search for anything that you need help with. Use the contact form to email me directly, and of course, become part of that community as well. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.